Hello, viewers. We again want to thank the Lord so very much for giving us a wonderful opportunity like this that we can come your way in this wonderful program called ECWA Today. As usual, I'm sure you are very much familiar with the fact that this program is out to bring to you what ECWA is involved in doing in its own ministry in this contemporary society. If you are a regular viewer of this program or you've been following us, you will notice that we have brought different segments of ECWA to you to explain to you what they are doing and how God is using these departments or units to impact the ministry of ECWA and also the kingdom of God at large. You will know that at one point in time or the other, we have defined the fact that ECWA is doing a kind of a holistic ministry, and to do that, we are touching not only the spiritual but also the physical aspects of the people that God brings our way to be able to present a total man to the Lord God Almighty. I am Chris Yashim Daria, your regular anchor, and I have two wonderful guests with me in the studio today. These, revered individuals here are coming from the ECWA Community Health Initiative. It's one of the units in ECWA that is out to provide some services and has to do with the health of the citizenry, but also as well as to touch the lives of the people spiritually. With me in the studio today is our brother, Mr. Samuel Abafras. He is the coordinator of ECWA Community Health Initiative. Mr. Abafras, you're welcome to this show.
Thank you very much.
You're very much welcome.
Thank
and
you,
along with Mr. Abafras today is a monitoring and evaluation officer, our uncle, Elder Matthew M. Kadangs. You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, our viewers.
Viewers, these seasoned, individuals in this field are here today to bring about an awareness and to tell us more of what ECWA Community Health Initiative is doing. I'm sure as we go through this program, they will be telling us the foundation of this health initiative, how the Lord has grown this from the very beginning, some of the possible challenges they are facing, what the Lord has helped them to be able to do, and also to see how we can also contribute in helping this ministry to find its footing for the sake of God's glory. This ministry has existed for a long time, and God has blessed people through this ministry. They've been in existence, and God has used them in different locations. Some of us can testify to the fact that we have benefited from their services. Remember, this program is coming to you live. You can be able to place your call when we put our lines on screen, or you can also follow us live, at ECWA Television. I'm sure you will be glad, we'll be glad to receive contributions from you as we continue. Now to my guests in the studios, can you just give me a little background, or our viewers out there, of how ECWA Community Health Initiative started?
Thank you very much for this great privilege and opportunity to share with you concerning what ECWA Community Health Initiative is doing. I would want to say that ECWA Community Health Initiative is as old as ECWA.
Wow.
We have the history that the SIM, who brought the ministry of ECWA into the Sudan, came around 1893 with the gospel, alongside with the health ministry, which we understand that the ECWA Community Health Program, as it was initially known, now ECWA Community Health Initiative, was serving as a veritable tool for the propagation of the gospel, as the SIM attend to people and with the intention to actually give them the gospel, they use the health ministry to attend to them in their local houses and in a confined environment, and which we saw from there. ECWA Community Health Program came into existence by the siting of some of our facilities alongside with the church around 1893. I think the first clinic came into existence in Patigi around 1902. 1902.
Wow.
And up to date, it's still existing.
Wow.
So we have a spread of ECWA Community Health Initiative health facilities across the nation. We have in existence 86 health facilities.
Wow.
Spread in 13 states of the Federation, including the FCT. And we have a staff strength of about 570.
Wow.
And which are actually doing healthcare, particularly the primary healthcare services to the local populace that are within those communities.
Thank you very much. I'm sure our viewers out there are already getting to understand from the brief, background that the national coordinator gave us on how it started. I'm just excited as well as surprised to hear that it has been in existence from the very beginning. One of the things that the SI missionaries did, which is really very wonderful, is while they came with the gospel in one hand, on the other hand, they carry other things, education along with health, and that was an effective way of ministry.
Yeah.
I don't know, with us in the studio here, Sam, do you want to add some more things, Kadangs, as far as that is concerned?
Yes. Once again, thank you for the privilege to partake in this wonderful program and what God is using ECWA TV to do worldwide. Just like my coordinator has said, sure, that this medical ministry was along with preaching the gospel. And that is why whenever you see a church, our clinics is right there. Wow. And that as part of our clinic-based evangelism, we preach after prayer every morning, and then work commences. And then when converts are made, we connect them to the local church.
Wow.
And the ministry continues. And this is what God is using us through the medical ministry to do in Nigeria. All nooks and crannies of where our churches and clinics are, that is exactly what we do.
Thank you
glory
very
of
much.
God.
We must truly appreciate the ECWA Community Health Initiative for this giant stride. Listening to, again, the ministry, you will notice that from 1902, when the first clinic was established in Patigi, to 2021, God has grown this ministry to have 86 clinics, if I got you correctly, in 13 different states, with a staff strength of over 500. For me, the ECWA Community Health Initiative has been a very wonderful ministry. If not for anything that, God has enabled this health initiative to be able to provide jobs for over 500 people. It's something that is really, really very excellent.
Certainly.
We need to really celebrate what God is doing in that place. But much more than that, 13 different states are benefiting from these services. Can you tell us some of the services you do, in some of these clinics?
We are majorly a primary healthcare sector.
Actually, primary healthcare sector might be a very strong term for some of us that are not in the medical line. Will you want to break that down?
Yeah, in a simple term, when we mean primary, that is a health services that is close to the people.
Oh, okay.
That is within the reach of the people.
Okay.
That's why we call it primary. And we know health and the care that is supposed to be given. So when we say primary healthcare centers, we mean those health facilities that are within the immediate reach of the community. And we have some of our health facilities who are comprehensive health centers.
Yes.
And they are more at a different level than the primary healthcare sector.
Okay.
And those comprehensive health centers, we have 11 of them,
Okay.
which are serving as a referral center for the primary health care. And if the comprehensive health centers cannot be able to attend to those cases that have been referred from the primary health care center, they refer it to our hospital, which we have tertiary hospitals around, like the Bingham University Teaching Hospital, the ECWA Hospital Egbe, and we have the ECWA Hospital Ekigbala.
Ekigbala,
We
yes.
also have the ECWA Eye Hospital Kano.
Kano,
These are our tertiary institutions where these primary health care centers and comprehensive health centers are serving, are using it as referrals to those places. And that's to actually tell you the kind of care and the structure that the health and the medical department has. So some of the services we render at the health facilities includes we do clinical services like consulting services. We attend to women who may need to deliver, like the antenatal services, delivery services. We also do immunization services, which we actually say these are primary health care services, and which we understand is important. Health education is key. Because in as much as these patients come to our clinic, we give them health education to enable them understand what their condition is all about, and so that they can be able to take ownership of their health. We are not only just interested in the money, we're interested in their health care. So we educate them on those disease conditions. And besides, we do counseling services. We do evangelism, like my brother have said. We do outreach services. We go to communities that are hard to reach and who don't even have healthcare services. It's our primary responsibility to reach out to those areas. And we do that through the medical evangelistic outreaches, so that we can be able to meet their health needs, likewise spiritual needs. Chaplaincy services are sporadically available in some of our facilities where we have chaplains. But regardless of the number of chaplains we have, our resident pastors are very, very instrumental in the aspect of evangelism. They've been so supportive in helping us to be able to reach out to patients who even come to these health facilities, just to mention a little.
That's not actually a little. You have said a lot of things that tells me and our viewers out there at home what you are involved in doing. And we're getting excited that we don't just have a community health initiative that is just silent, but one that is actively involved in bringing about at least the primary health, to people, and then teaching them on what to do in situations as well as touching their lives. Really very excellent. I don't know if you have anything you want to add about that?
Yeah, just like he said, primary healthcare services that we provide, we understand that majority of Nigerian population is in the rural areas.
Sure.
And so primary healthcare objective is more of preventive. So we try to bridge the gap. What government is supposed to do, it is what we do in the community, providing health education to people that cannot afford services in the urban areas. And so our services are actually at the crannies of the communities that we are in touch with them on a daily basis. And of course, on the clinic-based evangelism, like you said, we have a report on a monthly basis as to the number of people that are prayed for and counseled, and then a report come up to the head office. And government places where government are not able to provide services, that is where we are. And of course, we used to have over 100 clinics at a point that we had challenges. But recently we are working with sensitization, awareness creation, and more clinics are now being opened. And our target, of course, is the underprivileged, the far north and wherever the need arises. We provide the services that is closer to the people at affordable prices, using drugs that the missionaries used before, we are still assessing them, and there are a difference. You know, when people come to our facilities and access service, they testify about the quality, and that is why we sometimes, or most of the time, we say, do not mind the body, mind the engine. The facilities might not look attractive,
Yeah.
but the manpower and services that are provided, especially the drugs, you know, we thank God that at the end of the day, we don't regret, and to God be the glory when we have results of people, you know, that access our services and then get well, and they testify.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sure from our viewers, there are those that could be able to testify to the ministry of ECWA Community Health Initiative. They've benefited at one point in time or the other. I have actually been a beneficiary.
Wow.
I can give stories about times where I had to really benefit in some of these facilities. You know, at one point in time or the other. I was in one of your clinics in Mopa one time.
Yeah.
I was traveling on an official, you know, assignment, you know,
Wow.
from the ECWA headquarters, and I took ill. And they said, well, there's a facility here that is a community health initiative just behind the district office.
Yes.
And I went to that place, and I enjoyed the services, you know, in that
Well,
place.
excited.
I truly enjoyed the services. And I was also in, I think it's Orago.
Okay.
Yes.
And I discovered there was a facility in that place, and I met one of your staff there, and I was really very excited to be able to chat with that staff, you know, on what is happening in that place. So I'm sure our viewers can be able to tell the story. You know, you can even go beyond to talk about the reading glasses that you get and some of the services that has been, you know, rendered by the health initiative. Is really, really very wonderful. Now you are in 13 states. Can we know some of the states you are in and some of the locations where you could be found? You might not be able to have all of them, you know, at once now, but some of those you can be able to remember to mention.
Yes, like in Kogi State, we have 8 facilities.
Wow.
Like you rightly mentioned, one is in Mopa,
Yes.
one is in Isonlu,
Sanlo, okay.
one is in Ponyo.
Ponyo, okay.
The newest so far is in Ife Olukutu,
Okay.
and we have one in Kuroko,
Okay.
in Okene, and we have Takete Ide.
Takete, okay.
We also have one in Ajakuta, and so in Kogi, these are some of the facilities around. We have one in Ayertoro Gwede, all in Ijimu local government. And going down to Kwara, we have in Omaran, Orago, Igbaja. We have in Patigi. We also have in Shao. As far as close to Benin Republic, we have Gure.
Okay.
And so just to mention some of the facilities in that area. Now coming to Kano, the far north, we have in Kano, Taura. We also have in Albasu in Jigawa State.
Okay.
So Taura is in Jigawa State. Likewise, Albasu is in Jigawa State. We have in Kabo. We have in Roni. We have in Katsina, we have Malumfashi precisely. We have Ngwamfilo.
Okay.
We also have in Ngwamfilo is in Siga,
Yeah.
precisely. Siga DCC. We also have in Sadao. It's also in Siga DCC.
They now call it Katsina South DCC.
Katsina South
Okay.
DCC,
Yes.
yes, thank you. So these are going down to places like, as far as Kaduna State, we have so many facilities in Kaduna State, cutting south of Kaduna State and the north of Kaduna State. In southern Kaduna, we have in places like Kafanchan, we have also in Ikoyi, we have that of Aso, Godogodo, and just to
Kibori.
and Kibori, and Bakin Kogi, Samaru. Going up north, we also have
We also have Kurme Musa.
Kurme Musa. Yes, thank you.
And northeast.
Northeast, we have Samanaka in Angwambawa.
Yeah.
We also have in Gure.
Gure, yes.
Yes, and Garun Kurama.
Garun Kurama, okay.
And Tokadambala. So going up northwest, we would have
that is Gombe, Bauchi.
Bauchi.
Okay, northeast.
Northeast.
No, that is sorry.
Northeast, yes.
Northeast.
Gombe,
So we
Bauchi,
have we have in Gombe, we have in Kaltungo, we also have in Dogonrua.
Okay.
We also have in Kaltungo. We also have in that in
Even
Para.
That Adamawa.
Yes. Para is in Borno State.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
We have in Ganjilala. Ganjilala is in Adamawa State.
Yes.
So that is
Wow.
those ones in Gombe. In Bauchi we have in Das.
That's
We
okay.
have in Toro, where we call it
Toro
local government. We also have in
Warji,
Katangar Warji.
Okay.
Likewise in Bauchi Metropolis. To also
and
go
then
to,
we have in Das.
yes, I've mentioned
You
that.
mentioned that.
And then where is this our Bible school is
Zalanga.
Zalanga,
Yes.
okay.
So,
Wow, this is excellent.
yes. If we would also go to
Nasarawa.
Nasarawa
FCT.
FCT, we would have in Old Karu
Yes.
and New Karu.
Okay.
We have in Ara.
Okay.
Yes. We also have on your way to Lokoja, we have in Orehi.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Wow.
also have in other places in Kabusa, which is also in the
Okay.
FCT.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still part of the FCT.
Yes. In Niger State, we have in Mina, we have in Paiko,
Like,
we have
okay.
in Diku,
Okay.
and we also have in places like I may not really remember.
Yes,
some of the
you must not get all, but you've
Yes.
actually done a very
even on the
good.
plateau.
on the plateau.
Okay,
we
on
have
the
some
plateau.
within just.
Yes, I know some here in
We
Jos.
have 3 in Jos.
Three, okay.
We-
Where will that be?
There's one in
Tudunwada,
Tudunwada,
uh-huh.
and then one we call it Ikukumu.
Ikukumu,
area.
yes, I know
Yes.
Ikukumu.
And then we have Count Records before
Okay, yes,
Celebrate.
there's one before Kiang.
Yeah, then we have in Miongo,
Okay,
that is Basa local government. We have in Zabolo,
okay.
Basa local government. We have in Rimi.
Wow.
Then we have down the central plateau. We have Gung
Okay.
clinic, and then we have one is coming up in a community called
Zargok.
Okay.
You know, and then I think these are
Yes, very close to us here is
Wow.
the ECWA headquarters clinic,
Clinic,
that
yeah.
is within the headquarters premises,
Yes.
alongside with the ECWA Central Pharmacy.
Pharmacy, yes. Thank you very much for taking your time to actually list this. You went even beyond my expectations. It shows that these gentlemen here know exactly the location of their facilities. And I'm sure, you listener out there or viewers out there are not just watching and listening to, us for the sake of, but are also willing to take advantage of these facilities that we have, to be able to go to such places to see for yourself, and also to to also get some of the medical assistance you can get there when you have challenges with your own health. One of the things that kept growing, from the very foundations that I know, is that people trust very well in the medications they get from these facilities. Yes. We have stories we can actually tell of how people go to that place, and whatever you give them, as long as it's coming from that ECWA facility, they have a trust.
Yeah.
And that actually works, for them in that place. Yes. Now, do you have some testimonies from some of your facilities that you want to share to our viewers today? One or two as to the results of what the Lord is doing through your ministry, as to the healthcare provision, healthcare services you're doing?
Certainly.
Okay.
We would say that we have plenty testimonies that we may not be able to enumerate to you all.
Yes,
here.
I know we can't get
Yes,
all, but
we
one
would
also.
just want to mention some few. Precisely, we have a respected individual in in Niger State,
Okay.
which is in Diko precisely.
Okay.
And not even a Christian. And he was able to attend our facility.
Wow.
And he has sought for, based on the testimony received from him, he has sought for medical care in so many places. But eventually he came to that clinic in Diko. And God gave him healing.
Wow.
Why I'm saying God is because it's God that is at work.
It's God. It's
And
God.
at the end of the day, in appreciation, our clinic was so dilapidated, but he came and built a gigantic health facility in appreciation of the care that was given to him. And we were so amazed, not just building structures, even equipping the facility.
Wow.
So you can see it cut across Christians, Muslims. We have an incident of one of the newest clinic we have in Ife-Olokotu. Was a man traveling from his village in Ife-Olokotu in Kogi State, and going to Abuja, he mistakenly hit an Okada man.
Wow.
And he was said the patient should be taken to ECWA clinic, which he did. He was thinking the patient was
going to die.
But God, in his own infinite mercy, was able to heal him. And in appreciation to what God was able to do, he is a Christian, and a Christian from the Redeemed, though being brought up by an ECWA member. So in appreciation, and to also thank God for what his foster parents did to him, he was able to build a gigantic health facility in Ife-Olokotu, where he hailed from. And not just building facility, equipping virtually everything with portable water supply. And on the day of even the inauguration of that facility, he was able to provide mobility to the facility.
Wow.
And these are incredible testimonies that we would never know how it happens. But we know that God is at work.
Indeed, God is truly at work to bring about, His glory, in providing health services to the populace. Viewers will actually go on a short break, and after we come back from this break, we'll still be getting more information from our guests in the studio that will tell us more about what the Lord is doing in ECWA Health, Community Health Initiative. Don't go away, please stay. We'll be right back. Thank you. Viewers, we thank you for still, standing by to follow us in this, wonderful program, ECWA Today. I told you from the very start of this program that I have two wonderful guests in this studio, the national coordinator of the ECWA Community Health Initiative, in person of our Uncle Samuel Abafras, and then also the monitoring and evaluation officer of that same, Community Health Initiative, Elder Matthew Kadangs. You are still welcome to our studios, respected, individuals that the Lord has given the privilege to serve. Well, we left, talking about some of the wonderful things that God has done. I'm very excited that even the person who is not a Christian was able to access a facility and nobody showed any discrimination. Ordinarily, he would have been told to just go away. You are not a Christian, we can't attend to you. But, because of the love of Christ that we actually portray wherever we find ourselves, he was attended to. And God gave him healing. The testimony is that he had gone to other places and that was not actually achieved. But God was present in Diko to be able to touch the life of this man, and that brought about a difference in his own life. In appreciation, he built an edifice there and also equipped it for us to be able to use. We thank that person for that wonderful service that he's rendered, and for many more that are rendering services. Remember that this program is actually live, and our lines will be displayed on the screen. Just take your phone and actually dial. The line is now on the screen. You can just dial and give us a call to give unto us your suggestions, to also contribute to what we are doing here. Feel free to ask whatever questions you want to ask about the Ministry of ECWA Community Health Initiative. And this seasoned men seated here will be able to provide answers to your own questions that regards the ministry they are doing. Again, we have really been celebrating some of the testimonies of what the Lord is doing. Do we have some challenges in the Ministry of ECWA Community Health Initiative? Are there some problems you want to be able to share with us?
Yeah, of course, over the years, like I said, the economic situation forced some of our clinics to temporarily get closed. And we are praying and believing God that sons and daughters of ECWA and friends, will come through for us to be able to get these ones reopened and equip them, as some have done, even who are not Christians. We also have this story from Gombe State, somebody who just appointed, and then his celebration, because he was given birth at the ECWA facility, he had to also go and he built a new facility and donated it to ECWA. So the challenges range from the economic situation, and then support and government policies, where you have government that have to open a facility that is near us, and offering almost free services, so that affects our clientele flow. More so that we are a unit that for now are not enjoying any grant or whatever kind of support from our fathers, and so that is impacting on the facilities that were built over 100 years ago, that are dilapidated and need renovation because of competition. So that has been a challenge. And then the meager funds that are generated cannot be able to meet the basic salary and allowances of our staff, and is forcing a lot of attrition. People are going because when they compare, somebody has trained and spent so much money, and when he graduates and get work with ECWA, he's not able to get what is due him or her. So they keep going out for greener pastures. However, we are happy that those who actually hit to the call, sacrificially have continued to offer services, and they are on. But, these challenges of lack of enough funding is always there, apart from insecurity, that has hindered some of our facilities to operate, especially in Southern Kaduna Plateau and all of those areas where our clinics have to close and the staff are stranded, to an extent that staff narrowly escape assassination, from attackers. And this has been a great concern to us. And we can't wait to have support right from our parents, the proprietors, with annual grant or Hell Week collections, and then from sons and daughters of ECWA, that the stories of others, can be emulated. And we just wish that that will come through, so that the staff that give their best, be able to get what they deserve at the end of the month. So this and many others, I'm sure my national coordinator could add as to our challenges in the ministry for now.
Thank you very much, Uncle Kadanks, for some of these, insights you've brought us to the challenges. And our brother John, you are calling from Bauchi and your line went off. Please, you can call again. We are still here to listen to you and then to answer your questions or to take your comments. Well, back to the national coordinator. I really begin to think, about the challenges. I just imagine some of the challenges you are passing through. The issue of funding is one big problem. And everyone knows that you cannot be able to successfully exist without good funding, especially in an aspect like this where you have competition from government establishments in some of your places where the government, come to equip and they almost give free services. People will always want to go for the free, than what we are asking. But the Lord has actually kept you. The challenge of, your staffers who sometimes might not really understand, that apart from getting paid, it's also a ministry, and they will want to go to that place. Yes, we always have them. Even in the pastorate, we have such individuals who are there for just what they want to get and not necessarily for the service. And the issue of your structures, I just imagine, how you are passing through. But are there other problems that you think are really hindering the progress apart from what Uncle Kadangs have said?
Yeah, he has actually taken time to
explain.
enumerate
Okay.
a lot of the challenges.
Okay.
But I would want to say that considering the widespread of our 86 health facility and the hard terrain that
Yes.
these facilities
Yes.
and no facility would survive without adequate supervision. And one of the challenge we have is looking at the terrain, those hard areas to reach. We actually need mobility. Mobility for the supervisors. To not just ordinary mobility. At least we need durable cars that can be able to go to those remote areas that are hard to reach. So we have a militating factor of supervision, adequate supervision, to be able to reach those communities because of lack of mobility, and to be able to reach those communities with adequate services that is required. Just to say that we are having other sporadic challenges that has to do with obsolete equipment. We know missionaries left some of this equipment. We have to work towards the replacement.
Oh, sure.
We need to be dynamic.
Sure.
We need to go with the time. And so replacement of those equipment
it's a
are
challenge.
cost implicative. So these are part of the challenges that we have. If we would be able to have that combined through the support of our members, ECWA members, well-wishers, benevolent people willing to assist us, would actually appreciate.
Yeah, I join my voice with my brothers here in the studio to say one of the things that we have to be able to understand. That one of the things we have to understand is the fact that we have this challenge. Okay, John, you are calling from Bauchi. Hello, John.
Yes.
Hello, John. Hello.
Hello, I say I'm calling from Bochi.
Yes, how are you doing? How is Bauchi today?
Bochi, we really thank God.
Praise God for that. You have the mic. Just go ahead.
Yes, we are just calling you to say hi to you because we are really thank you for your concern about.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate these encouraging words. And we really appreciate the fact that some people understand that the ECWA Community Health Initiative is doing some program. And we thank you for appreciating. We pray for God's grace to help us to be able to do more programs in different locations for the sake of God's glory. Thank you, a brother from Bauchi. Yeah, I was saying that we have, an opportunity to be able to place our hands into what God has given unto us, to also be able to support this ministry. We need structures, we need equipment, we need mobility, we need, resources to be able to sustain our staff, and all of these are really, really very important. You might be one of those that is watching us out there, whether at home, in the office, wherever you are, even on the social media and our Facebook. God might be saying one thing or the other to you, to see how you can contribute in what he is doing in this section of ECWA. Please don't delay. Do all you can to be able to reach out to this, unit to contribute your own quota in making this ministry something that will bring glory and honor to the name of the Lord. We've had testimonies, and God still has a lot to do, and you can be part of it, because if you invest in this, your story will also go along with those people that have made this to become a reality. Well, our time is almost drawing to a close, for this show today. I want to ask you if you have, some last words you want to say, to our viewers out there, beginning with Uncle Matthew Kadangs.
Yeah, thank you once again for this opportunity. Let us disabuse our mind out there by saying, what do I get if I support your activities in our locality? These are words of some of our pastors and members, we look at the Community Health Initiative Ministry, as a partner of the gospel spreading, in the community. And so the need to support on our activities cannot be overemphasized. And pray with us, and then tell us, what we are doing that is wrong, that you're able to correct. Just like the director said, or national coordinator, we need to get out there, but we are hindered by mobility problems. And so we will need the church to continue to support you, because we are confused sometimes when we are saying, are we co-gospel ministry, or we are commercial? We are not commercial. We don't go commercial. We only support what government is doing through affordable services, and want to sustain that if we have the support of every one of our members and our churches and clergies, that we are praying that you may to give us this needed support, and we will go places.
Thank you. Yes, National Coordinator.
Yeah.
What are your last words to this show today?
Thank you, my audience. There was no dichotomy between the preaching, healing, and the teaching ministry of Jesus Christ.
For sure, there wasn't.
It was all encompassing.
Yes.
So, having understood from our conversation that the health ministry is a gateway for evangelism.
For sure. Sure.
So you will not be regretting when you invest into the health ministry, particularly ECWA Community Health Initiative, that are out there to reach people. We don't have so many tertiary institutions spread. Those health facilities, including that of the government, are the ones assisting these people in these communities. So I believe that you will not regret investing. So I would want to encourage you to support us in any little way that you can.
Thank you very much for this. Again, viewers out there, you will notice that for as long as ECWA existed, the concept of ECWA Community Health Initiative has been there. We've been reaching out to people, but you will understand that because of the lack of the sufficiency of the support, even those that came behind seems to be having, using our model to be able to do a lot of things, and we're there without the needed support. Again, we want to challenge you to consider to be a strong, partner, a benefactor to this community health initiative, and doing that will truly go a long way to help. Our brothers have their office, located at the old ECWA headquarters building. And I'm sure anytime you walk into that place to ask questions, they are there to answer your questions, and they'll be there to render whatever support, they can be able to give unto you. They'll be willing to partner with our churches, with our organizations, with our fellowship groups, and doing that will cause us together to be able to achieve a great, Lord. We are in this together. Now, this is where we come to the end of our show for today. We thank you for taking your time to follow us in this conversation. And we trust that, you've been greatly, encouraged by what this unit, of ECWA is doing. These servants of the Lord, I'm sure, will be willing to come again our way, that when we invite them the next time, because we have a lot of things we've not been able to touch as far as this ministry is concerned. As the Lord wills, we're going to have them again sometimes here to continue. This is where we draw a close to this program today. I'm saying until when we come your way again, same time next week, remain blessed in the Lord. I still remain the anchor of this program, Chris Daria, saying, have a wonderful time. Thank you.